So, good day everyone. I'm Bejagan Pepito, and I'm going to discuss to you about the parallelograms and coordinates. In parallelograms and coordinates, there are two formulas being used. The midpoint formula and the slope formula. Midpoint formulas are to be used to determine the coordinates of the intersecting of diagonals in a parallelogram. Well, the slope formula is going to be used to determine if the quadrilateral is a parallelogram or not. So, I will give you an example, and our first example is determine the coordinates of the intersection of the diagonals of quadrilateral FGHJ with F is negative 2 and 4, G is 3 and 5, H equals 2 and negative 3, and J is negative 3 and negative 4. So to do this, you should find first this one, the F and H. To answer this question, which I give as an example, we can use this formula, or known as the midpoint formula. So first, let us find the F and H. And we are going to substitute it. The x sub 1 here is negative 2, and the x sub 2 is 2, divided with 2. And the y sub 1 here is 5, and our y sub 2 is negative 4 over 2. Then, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, and we divide it with 2. And 5 plus negative 4 is 1 divided by 2. Then 0 divided by 2 is 0, because anything or any number divided by 0 itself, the answer is 0. And 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So this is the coordinates. So next is we are going to find G and J. So the same thing, we would use the midpoint formula, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. So our x sub 1 is 3 plus, and our x sub 2 is negative 3. Divide it with 2, and our y sub 1 is 5, and our y sub 2 is 4, negative 4 rather. So, divide it with 2. So 3 plus negative 3 is 0 over 2. 5 plus negative 4 is 1 over 2. 0 divided by 2 equals 0. 1 divided by 2 equals 0.5. So, the same thing, the answer is 0.0.5. So, this is the coordinates. So, my example number 2 is graph quadrilateral KLMN with vertices. K is 2 and 3, L is 8 and 4, M is 7 and negative 2, and N is 1 and negative 3. Determine whether the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So in this case, we will use the slope formula, which is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So first, let us find the KL, the slope of KL. So KL is, the y sub 2 of the KL is 4 minus 3 over 8 minus 2. 4 minus 3 is 1, and 8 minus 2 is 6. And the next is NM. Then, the same thing, you use the slope formula. So, the y sub 2 of the NM is negative 2, and the y sub 1 is, negative 3. So, it becomes positive. And in x sub 2 is 1 minus 7. So, negative 2 minus 3 equals 1. Equals negative 2 minus negative 3, or negative 1 rather. 1 minus 7 is negative 6. So, again, this is not a negative, but it is a positive because of this. And let's proceed to Kn. So, negative 3 minus negative 3 and 1 minus 2. The answer is negative 6 and negative 1, or 6. Again, here in this case, we are going to use again the slope formula. Negative 2 minus negative 4 and 7 minus 8 is equals to negative 2 minus negative 4 is negative 6. 7 minus 8 equals negative 1. So, since opposite sides have the same slope, therefore, I conclude that quadrilateral KLMN is a parallelogram by definition. So guys, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned something from my discussion. Thank you.